Yo, what is up guys, it's FullySpaced here, and today I'm going to be showing you this island transformation that I've been working on. There will be a download in the description for you guys. It is currently on 1.14, so if you update it then you'll probably need to go ahead and do that, but there might be some corruption, so back up the world if you do that, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. However, let's get straight into this build. So as you can see here, I've turned up to the island, and at the start I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it. I decided I'd get down a basic starter house, and just started playing around with that as a little design here, and kind of started playing around with it. I wanted a little circle tower on it. Later on kind of gave up with that idea and thought, instead of making such a complex starter base, maybe we just give it a nice simple starter base, and we add on from that and give the island basically every basic essential it needs for a player to live on. So I can create a nice little starting area for you guys to play on, or anybody who wants to play on it, and then they can progress from there and show me if you want to later on. Down the line you can always send me screenshots of the world, that would be brilliant, or just like maybe I could review the worlds if you guys like to build from here and play in your survival world, or just building creative. I could always do a video of me just going back through and reviewing worlds if you guys would like that, so I can kind of see what you guys have done with this world. So anyway, as you can see, I started playing around with the tower design that I did actually end up giving up on. I didn't actually like it in the end, and thought that the normal starter base would be a lot better just to continue with. So I just built out from the side here and gave it a little extension on the edge, which I actually then turned into my bedroom later on. I spent a lot of time doing well, not a lot of time, but I spent quite a bit of time doing the interior of this build. I probably shouldn't have done the interior during the time lapse, probably should have left it to the end. However, I do come in and you can kind of see what is going on here. So if we clip through this wall here, you can see that I'm just changing the floor out and adding a few little beams at the top there just to support, look like they're kind of supporting the roof. Also adding your essential crafting table, a little surface area to work from. We've also got a couple of furnaces that will be placed down. I started fiddling around with a bed design, see if I could get one, but instead I just thought, you know, I'll place a normal bed and we'll have a normal little bed design in the corner, and then we've got our workstation on the side there with some furnaces for our basic smelting needs essentially. And then I just went around the edge of the house, giving it a few decorations with trapdoors, fences and leaves, and just a few bushes, and then changing the top of the roofs to these more Japanese style roofs that I generally started to like doing a lot more than just normal basic roof flicks. However, there's you could change these around. There's plenty of different roofs you could do. You could always use the stairs and the backward stairs just to kind of flick off the roof, or you could just have no flick at all if you really wanted to. However, I wanted to use the Japanese sign. I thought it comes across a lot better and looks just a little bit more cooler. So obviously I've spent quite a bit of time on this first house here. So let's move away from that now that that is done, and we get a nice little port kind of area, a little fishing dock thing that you can kind of walk to and just fish off. So it's just made out of campfires that have been extinguished, and then we've got the oak logs on the side to hold them up, with the fences there as well so you can't fall over, and some trapdoors at the front just so you can't walk off into the water and drown. And then we've got a little pathway that I started to make out of bricks, and then I actually add a cobblestone slab on top of that. You'll see later, but obviously I shaped the path with the shovel on the grass to actually give us the pathway itself, and then I actually kind of add a edge to it, so you kind of have to follow the path. I also cleared all the trees for purely the purpose of building in this area. I didn't want to be knocking down trees, and while I build, I just thought if I clear them all now, I've got a lot more space to work with, and I can always plant some more trees later, so that we have a bit more of a foresty environment, and you're not going to run out of resources. You can always continue with that yourself if you build on this world. I actually bought a few custom trees as well, so just so they look a lot better than these normal planted trees. I didn't actually go too mad with the trees. I only done a few. It didn't really need that much in my opinion. Obviously there are a few islands around this that you can actually go to. I believe there's a coral reef biome pretty close to this as well. I actually did see that while building this build. So obviously here I'm building the little animal pen. We've got a nice little indoor animal pen. I actually end up adding an extension so it goes onto the outside. I quickly went over the top with some leaves, giving it a nice bit of decoration too, and just filling in all the basic areas to stop making it look so boring and bland. We just fill it in with a bit of garden or exterior decoration. Obviously anybody who watches this channel knows I love decorating the outside of the house. I really think it builds the or builds any sort of build, even if it is just like a barn like this. Houses, barns, always decorate the outside because it definitely brings it to life a lot more. Makes like it more present, the players kind of living there. Definitely a lot more looking, makes everything look a lot more better. And then around the back here, I actually add this massive little wheat patch, just so you've got a little farm here. And it's obviously, if you run out of ideas or anything, adding something like a huge wheat area is always good because they look nice and they just generally provide you with a great source of food anyway. And then I went round and added some sugar canes. We got this little berry bush thing that I added here, just so you can stab yourself, so I put some stuff on top of it. However, I didn't like the way it looks, so I actually put string on top of it, so it kind of looks like the two posts are connected by string and they go over the berry bushes. I thought that was actually a really cool idea. I've never really done that before, so this is actually the first time I ever did it. And then I just went around the island, just kind of adding a few more things to it, like cactuses, dead bushes, kind of giving it more life to the build. As you can see right now, we only have like kind of the left hand side of this island that has everything on it, and there's a massive empty spot on the right hand side there. So let's head over to that section now, and we start building another path around there and just giving it some more life to it as well. We cleared out the area here, and I thought, oh, there's mobs everywhere. So from my well, not mobs, from my farm I built earlier, I actually messed up and they ended up getting out. So there's a lot of sheep around. I do actually kill them off later on because it just gets so annoying when all you hear is the sheep noise repeatedly. But anyway, I started building up a custom tree, and then I decided to build an extension to the farm here, and this is where things started to escape, and I was like, oh god, I've really messed this up. But then I got it all fixed. I actually so now the outside of this has this little garden area has an outside for all your animals, so they can go inside and outside in the weather. Obviously, for some reason they just like to play in the water that I put down, so they're all just kind of huddled in that corner. There's a bit of water for them. And then I went and built another custom tree, kind of just made it with a large enough space so that I could fit a path down them, so the path could lead to somewhere, which will actually be my enchanting table in this little wooded area. It looks really cool in my opinion. I didn't actually think of doing this before, but it just came to my head at the time, and I thought it was a really nice little design, so I thought I would give it a go, and it actually turned out looking really nice. So as you can see, I made a path going through these woods. It kind of gives you like more of a enchanting or spooky atmosphere. So then it heads to your enchantment table, which is where you're going to get all your enchants, obviously, enchanting table. So I made it more of a mysterious place. I made it like this tree that kind of used to exist, and it's kind of just fallen or been decayed and taken. So I just kind of placed loads of logs and then filled it in with leaves, giving you this nice little enchanting area where you can put your bookshelves down, and really give you this nice detail to your builds, and just looks really well, really fits with the leaves going around it, because you kind of walk into this little forest area and at the end is your enchanting table. It looks really cool. And then I started playing around with some fences so you could get to the wheat farm, and then later on you will see that I make one to the nether farm, or not nether farm, to the nether portal that I actually build later on. But as you can see here, I've just come down to this section here and start playing around with the walls because I couldn't quite find one to build, place a fence on, because they kind of went weird. So I ended up placing it there. We pathed it out to the wheat farm over here, and then I just filled in this dead space. After filling in this dead space, I started to path out another little area with a gate that is right next to one of the trees that allows you to get to this corner of the island. This is where I'm going to build my little nether portal area, so I don't have to listen to the annoying noise of a portal. And I decided to come up with a nice little cave idea. So I actually ended up building this little round kind of hidden cave, or not really hidden, but this nice little cave on the edge here. That you can kind of walk into and use this portal. You can obviously turn this into a mine as well if you really want to play on this world. I didn't actually build in a mining area, which I remembered, well, I've just remembered while recording this, but you can always build mining areas pretty much anywhere you want, so you could probably extrude from the island and then build a mining area if you wanted to, or you could just build a simple trapdoor that goes down into a square, and you could filter out into strip mines or whatever you would like to do there. But as you can see here, I've got this nice little cave looking design It kind of pokes up from the ground. And then inside here, I just started to decorate it with all different types of slabs and things to give it a bit more levels, some more levels and details to it. And then inside we have the nether portal itself. And then I tried to hide the obsidian because obsidian looks absolutely terrible. So I was trying to hide a bit of that just so it looks a lot better in there. Obviously it's nice to walk into, it looks very good, and it actually looks like a cave at this point. So that's a nice little way, nice little design that came up with to hide the nether portal itself. So we've got the basic essentials and things on this island. So now I'm just going to piece together the paths so they all kind of connect up, make the cave look very nice like I've done so on the outside, so it's kind of a bit overgrown. So connect the path to the portal itself. And then we've kind of set up all the pathing and everything to every main landscape environmental thing, big landmarks even. All the landmarks are kind of connected by paths. So as you can see here, we spawn into our bed. If I put the world download, you probably won't spawn into your bed. No, my luck, you'll just spawn on the island somewhere. And you can see, I think there's a coral reef biome around here somewhere. But you've got your little docking or fishing area. Nice little house. Then you come over to your farms. You can just kind of breed your sheep and your chickens and cows and pigs or whatever you want in there. Then we continue down the path. We've got so much scenery to look at, which is kind of good. Really does make the build come to life. You've got your gateway going that way to the nether portal. We'll explore that in a sec. This takes you behind your house to your wheat farm over here, or your massive crop area. And then from here you can head back. Obviously you can see that I've just kind of filled in that area with like bone meal. You don't want things just to look plain and boring, otherwise it just kind of ruins it. You always want things to be filled. And then you have your enchanting table here in the middle of the kind of collapsed tree trunk itself. And then we head through the gate going to the nether portal. That is located inside the cave that I've built. So obviously you can see all the main landmarks that I've kind of made have all been marked, or all been kind of pieced together by paths, which is good. So we've got the nether portal, the enchanting table, the farm, and your starter house. All things that you really need to kind of piece together to get your world or this little island, making it feel like it's come to life and everything's kind of correctly fitted together, allowing you to have nice access to everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave you with a preview of the island. If you do like this video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And I'd really appreciate it if you guys could share this video if you enjoy it. I'm absolutely blowing up on subs kind of recently. I've been going up quite a few every single day. I'm actually really enjoying YouTube at the moment, and we've gone over 100 subs. We're on about 114 as of recording this video, which is I'm obviously really happy about. So thank you guys for the support, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.